rolling, everything is rolling. I don't think I need the tiap. Last time I feel like I need tiap, but actually, it was really for sure. In the end, I realized when I edit it, I don't really need it. So, welcome to another episode of podcast.
Woo!
As you can see, we have a new set.
Can they see the carpet?
I think from the wide angle can see a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But from those side cameras, you can't really see the new tables.
No, the little coffee tables.
Little coffee, which we got for $90.
Good deal.
Good deal.
So,
from people who are moving out. And then this chair that Kenneth is sitting on.
why are we suddenly turning into a IKEA
Because
promotion?
it's such a good deal.
You see, you are picking my mic again. You fucking...
It's a good deal.
Oh my god.
And then it comes with a matching poof.
But yeah, we have a new set. I wanted to try this new set because I feel like, to be honest, we don't really need a table lah. Initially, I was thinking of buying a new table. I was trying to see how we can better set up. Then I realized actually, why don't we just have a more comfortable option of like having nice comfy chairs to sit down and talk. Yeah. Yeah. So the only struggle we will have is that when we have a third person, it might get a bit cozy. Especially when it comes to the mic stand. So that's something I'm still trying to figure out how is the best way to do it. These are very cheap mic stands that I bought quite long ago.
Oh, really?
When we were still doing 2-person. Then I was like thinking, remember there was a period of time where we were using this?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
You go and check the first few episodes.
Okay.
We were using this mic, these arms. Then I transited to that standy thing because I find that it's in the way if we're 3-person and then third person, the mic don't know come from where. It'll be blocking their face. Which is why I transited to that.
So you're going to buy a third one?
I already have. I have 3. So, but these are cheap ones lah. So I might get a slightly better one.
Why?
So that they have more range of motion.
Oh.
Right now it's like, as you can see, this mic stand is like at its limits. It's like trying its best
But
to
it's
reach
okay,
out to
what?
me already.
You can just like move it in
But
towards you more.
It's very uncomfortable, you see. This thing is blocking me. So
What if you put it on the other side of the arm?
it will be uncomfortable as well, I think. Because you'll be... Okay lah, need to try and error and see how... But for you, seems okay
Feels
for now.
okay, I guess.
Yeah, but when you have the third person, it will be like...
Share one table, right?
Yeah, but this table will be...
Shoved
If
in
it's
this
very
corner.
squeezy.
Yeah.
So I will need to go and figure out how we can best do this.
I guess an option is if this was cut by 1 square. But there's no place to move it.
Unless you shift it to the right. Then
But I
your-
can't. Because of the aircon thingy. If the aircon thingy wasn't there, it would have been
No, as in
fine.
you shift out your moving thing.
But that's the perfect place to put all my makeup and skincare.
I'm just saying you can shift it during your podcast. Then we can shift it back.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Maybe you can buy like small roller things at the bottom. Wow. Anyway, we we spent like last 3 minutes talking about this. But today's episode is about I guess Millennials versus Gen Z. I don't know. Yeah.
It's a passe conversation though.
Yeah, I think we are a bit late on this. Because Gen Alpha's already on the rise.
Millennials are like, aren't you guys already dead?
I think Gen Zs are like I think it feels more and more like Gen Zs and Millennials are like the same group already. Because Gen Zs are already
In the workforce.
yeah. Actually, maybe I can start with definition. So Millennials are born in between 1981 to 1996. So it's actually a huge range of people.
How old are the 81s now?
Jesus Christ. 39? 38?
38?
Wait. No. 81, 24. 24 plus 19. Yeah, 40 something.
So 40 what lah?
42?
Quick math, faster.
43?
So a 43-year-old is considered a millennial also.
Yeah. So
43 to
yeah.
43 to what's the bottom range?
96 is a huge range.
So
Actually,
that's like
96 people just started
working.
You know, not necessary also. 20,
No,
how old are they? Walao, this hardly turns into quick math.
yeah,
session.
you should have had it in
26,
brackets.
28. Yeah, around 28.
Oh, okay, 28.
Yeah.
Also working for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been working for a few years already. No. What am I saying? 96. So that's the last of the millennials. Then 97 is the first Gen Z. Yeah. So 97 means they're 27 this year. Yeah. So I would say half of and then they go all the way to 2012. 2012 is like they're 12 years old now.
That's Gen Z. Oh.
So the range is quite huge lah.
So Gen Alpha is like what, 11 years old and younger.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
They're still haven't finished yet.
Yeah.
Like the
They have
next few
still been
babies are
born.
still Gen Alpha.
But it's so pointless all these things.
Actually, it's
Like-
very weird this way of defining. You don't define by, why don't you just define by, like, I don't know, 2010 to 2020. Every 10 years you have one generation.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Then it's like easier. It's like, no, maybe we have 81. Let's start with. Actually, now they point out, it will be
Because
interesting
an
to find out.
11-year-old and a 12-year-old will have more in common than a 12-year-old to a 24-year-old.
Yeah. How generations define? Do I have ChatGPT app? Oh, I do.
Ask Gemini.
Generations are typically defined by birth years, blah, 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 cultural experiences, common breakdown of recent generations. Yeah, they never say in terms of why the years.
Yeah, what's the cutoff?
So you have the silent generations, 1928 to 1945. That's like the World War period. Baby boomers, which is right after the World War, 1946 to 64.
Wait, are the silent generation still alive?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you can count, right? 100 years, minus 100 years from now is what? 1924. Correct? Yeah.
So
those people who are in their 80s and 90s are from the silent generation.
Oh, okay.
So they have characteristics defined. Okay, and anyway, all these are by ChatGPT. Silent generation, discipline, value hard work, respect for authority, and conservative views. Baby boomers, optimistic, team-oriented, value personal growth, and experience economic prosperity. Yeah. Then Gen X, 65 to 80. So this is where some of our parents are born in.
Gen X.
Independent, resourceful, skeptical of authority, value work-life balance. Do they really value work-life balance? I feel like Gen X maybe... Okay lah, actually to be honest, I think there's also differences in the Western culture.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, and the Asian culture.
And also all these generations, I feel like, I don't know, you need to go and see who the one who determine it. But is it more of a way of selling things to different generations and different groups of people? Because how relevant is this to other parts of the world other than the Western world or the so-called developed world?
I mean, it's getting more relevant to us lah, because we are also a lot more influenced by the West these days. So,
I guess cultural, I mean, with the internet, it's a lot more spread from the Western world.
And then we have Gen Z, 1997. Here, defined in 1997
Oh well.
to 2012. And Gen Alphas is 2013 to 2025. Okay, so Gen Y is 81 to 96,
It's us. Yep.
which is millennials. Characteristic, tech savvy, value collaboration, socially conscious, and seek meaningful work. I feel like some of this definition feels a bit like horoscope. Like you picked out the good ones that you want to believe in, then the bad ones you're like, I don't know about this. But like, oh, this one is true. This one is true. Gen Z, Zoomers, digital natives, value authenticity, entrepreneurial, and prioritize mental health. And Gen Alpha is still developing. Expected to be highly tech-oriented and diverse in their experiences.
But how much do all these people, right, who are born with the internet understand how the internet works? Because I remember seeing on TikTok, there are of teachers in America only lah. America is a interesting whatever. But then they say the kids don't know how to go on the internet. Because, for example, if they are on a phone or on TikTok or whatever, they just go to the app and then that's the internet. Like, they don't understand what it means to go onto the internet.
But I mean, the internet definition is so loosely based, right? Like now you can even say that Google is the internet, right? Because everybody had different
That's the
websites. It's
entry
all
point.
it's all it's all, what do you call that? Just spread out, you know. But then you have a search engine that consolidates all. So the search engine becomes like the
entry point
portal to all this website, right?
So if people are like searching on TikTok, because on TikTok you can search now, right? Then TikTok becomes their entry point to the internet also.
Yeah. But I think we are getting a bit ahead of ourselves.
Oh.
So I wanted to, after we have defined it, I hope you guys understand what the fuck we just said. But I think maybe it'll be useful to also talk about and think about like our differences between millennials and Gen Z. I think at this point it does feel like we are kind of same but a bit different. Because I think as us millennials, we grew up in the age of internet, where internet started and exploded, right? And that is quite a defining technology that also consequently defined our generation for better for worse.
We're not digital natives, but I think we're like the early adopters.
We are the early adopters, yeah. And I think that actually impacted a lot in terms of how we see the world. Yeah, I think in terms of media, in terms of entertainment, a lot of things, in terms of communication, that actually did bring about a lot of changes quite rapidly, to the extent that a lot of countries are also trying to keep up with all this. I mean, surely, I guess, when the Industrial Revolution happened, people will probably feel that way, like, oh, everything is moving so fast. You know, suddenly going this country takes 6 months, suddenly take a few, hours, because you have trains. Yeah. So, but yeah, we experienced the rise of the internet and social media. I think social media is also a big part of defining who we are. It did say that there's a point here that I have. 93% of millennials own smartphones. Yeah, actually, to be honest, I don't know whether this is US based or is it the whole world. Because whole world, I would say, hard to say, right?
Kenneth, who do you use?
I use ChatGPT, but I tried to. I went to reverse search on internet. Okay, I
did. You went to validate.
Yeah, I went to try to validate, but I didn't really went to think too much about it, lah. I just see like, oh, this data shows there. So, but I mean, it's true, lah. In fact, I still remember like mobile phones were a thing, pagers were a thing. Before mobile phones, you had pagers. My dad had a pager.
My dad had a pager.
Yeah, then you had to call the pager to page him. And you can't really leave too much of a message.
How do you even use a pager?
I think you can call them, you can leave voice messages. Then the pager will say that, oh, they received something. They can go and call and listen to the voice message.
Oh.
You can also type words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, your last time the numpad has like 1 is ABC, 2 is D, E, F. So by typing, like for example, you type 1 is A, 1 2 is B, 1 3 is C, then 2 1 is D. So technically you can type a word out, but then you need to plan ahead.
Wait, so from this phone, the phone is what, like a normal
like your
landline?
Normal landline, yeah.
You use that to type text into the pager.
You could, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Which is why you have you have things like using numbers or small words, short words to represent certain meaning, right? Like how in Chinese sometimes we will have 512 is 我爱你. Yeah. Actually, that's the only one I remember.
I don't know all this.
There were few others of this lah.
By the time I was old
like
enough.
what is that called? 01134. You want to guess what that represents?
No.
It represents hello.
0? Not 0
No, why are you trying to fight against me? I'm telling you this is what it means. It's because I'm going to explain you like, no lah. That's like, what do you mean no? I'm telling you what it represents.
Okay, fine.
No, it's not the typing. The numbers, you type the numbers itself. It means hello. Because when you flip it the other way around, let me draw it out for you.
It becomes hello. I see it.
Okay. So
okay, fine, I see it. Kenneth, I see it.
I need to draw it. Okay, I got it. So can y'all see? Is this clear? And then you... Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit, it's rotating with me.
My
hello,
God.
yes. Welcome to this beat that nobody cares about.
Nobody cares.
But
anyway, by the time I was old enough to get a phone, we could already like type text message.
oh, is it?
Like, but then it's still numpad, so it's not like still like the full QWERTY keyboard.
Have you used the old school, the Nokia?
The flip phone I had.
Not flip
Nokia
phone.
flip.
Normal Nokia.
Oh, the brick one ah.
Yeah.
I think my mother had that. Yeah.
Can play Snake and all lah.
Yeah.
So back
mother
then,
had
Nokia seems to be like the leader of the world. Look at where they are now.
Where are they?
Yeah. And when internet came about, it's also quite interesting lah. Like, I think primary school internet came about for me. Yeah. I remember my parents buying our first computer at the, the Akape. I told you before lah. That they had a PC fair there. And my parents bought our first Windows 95 computer there.
And remember last time it's dial up. Then if you want to use, I want to make a call.
Yep,
and then
no
you
calls.
cannot use.
No calls.
Say, I'm going to log on.
Yeah.
Then you cannot use telephone already.
Then, last time how you have internet is based on how long you are logged in.
The cost, yeah.
Yeah, so if then you have quota 1 month, you will buy the cheapest one, it's like maybe 40 hours. Then my parents will make us write logbook one. Yeah, when you download finish, there's a window. They'll tell you time elapsed.
So you write down.
So you need to write down how much time elapsed.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that my parents can keep track that we don't
Can you still
overshot.
make the sound, the dial up sound? What the fuck?
I don't know, like fucking like laser spaceship fighting like that. But
oh my god.
yeah, so that's that. And
That's what Gen Zs will not know, right?
yeah, so Gen Zs, they have never knew a world without smartphones. Really, man? I mean, when they're growing up, when they're first maybe 5-10 years, do they? If they are defining it from 1997 onwards, smartphones really got more popular, I would say,
Maybe
in
they
2009, 2008.
When was the first iPhone, maybe? You see.
But in Singapore, the first iPhone maybe, I know it's like mid to late 2000s. Because when I first got my...
Well, actually, I don't think about it. Back in the day, iPhone wasn't... Like, they were... Like, people were using... Remember last time I got Sony Ericsson? I had a Sony Ericsson phone once.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. I love flip phones. I had a lot of Nokia, Motorola, Sony Ericsson.
Yeah.
Then after that, Samsung. Then it's in between some. Then suddenly everyone was either Samsung or iPhone. Yeah. Right?
There was a time, I think even my first year of uni, which is in 2009, when I first started, I was using a smartphone somewhat. That's where like the
Blackberry lah.
I think we had this. I keep calling him Blueberry for some reason. Blackberry. Wow. Blackberry was like a big thing, right? With the QWERTY keyboard.
I always wanted a Blackberry.
Yeah, so I had a Windows phone, which also has a QWERTY keyboard. And like when I connect to Wi-Fi to do things, it's like very limited ability to do stuff lah. Yeah. Then that was like, I think maybe in my second year, then I got my first iPhone, an iPhone 4 lah. Yeah. But
this just reminded me because I wanted a Blackberry so much, but obviously Blackberry was very expensive. I remember getting a Nokia that was like a Blackberry.
Oh, you got a Blueberry?
I got a Blueberry. Like this. Oh my god, like this kind. See, it looks like a Blackberry.
I mean, it looks a bit like my Omnia Pro, so the Windows phone that I had. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the Omnia. Yeah.
So I was using that before I used an iPhone.
I loved it because it was like oh my god, I miss my keyboard now.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, there's something interesting because I guess like for us in our primary school and secondary school, the way we contact each other is never really through. It's through phones. It's still through handphones. Text messages, right? Yeah. And you want to talk to people overseas, you have pen pals. which I don't know is still a thing or not in schools.
I mean, you
like
can add each other on MSN and stuff. What?
No. Like you still do pen pals, like primary school or stuff. So you write physical letter to each other. Yeah. Then that's why you also like after, before you graduate, you also do those scrapbook. They go everyone like, write your contact,
write
your address.
testimonial.
Actually, this is what do you call that?
PDPA.
Yeah, PDPA. But you literally share with each other your house phone number.
Yeah.
So you have this book where you can just call your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I never really had to exchange letters because any international friends I had, we were already on MSN. So actually we were talking, I was just
So
talking
for you
to my US friend,
Yeah.
which we met when I was like maybe 13 or something.
MSN become a very big thing for me in secondary school.
Yeah.
Not in primary school. Primary school is not there yet.
Yeah, mine was secondary school.
Yeah. Primary school, I think secondary school, that's where we start moving into broadband. Yeah. So it's more like they're like, oh, unlimited. You know, it was like a marketing thing, like, oh, unlimited. Now it's like, no shit. Everything is unlimited. It's just how fast it is, right? Yeah. So, what do I want to say? I think it's quite interesting because back then in primary school, when you want to, at least we also experienced this. Like you want to meet up with your friends, you literally have to call them. You call their home. So it's like you can recognize your friend's parents' voices. Yeah, or you can recognize your friend's voice over the phone. Have you ever done that?
I was gonna say I never done that probably because I don't
think
have friends to meet up with.
No, but I also think you never needed to because you have handphone. You started text
Primary
messaging.
school, really meh?
I don't know.
No, but in primary school I literally only have one friend that I meet up with.
Okay, this is another episode to unpack. we'll unpack this another day.
I only remember me having to meet up with friends like from secondary school onwards, and by then we already had phones. But then even so, I also remember saying like, okay, we meet at this door, like that. I remember saying that. I don't know why. Maybe because we had limited text messages.
Yeah, like you won't reach there, then you try to text where you ma. You don't do that what. Like, text messages is quite premium.
Yeah.
You 1 month you maybe have 200 texts. Then the really rich one will have 1,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something like that lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you need to make sure also you don't go over the word limit. Because over word limit they will send 2 texts instead. Oh, this really
Not word limit, character limit.
Character limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Now nobody even texts anymore.
Yeah.
Like you don't use the iMessage or text message. Or maybe in America they do, I don't know. But we just use like WhatsApp and
WhatsApp iMessage.
apps lah.
Yeah.
And also I just remembered something. Like remember last time when our social media was like Friendster. MySpace never really took off here, but Friendster, all those things. And you have to access it through desktop mostly. When we grew up, we didn't have social media on our phones.
True.
Right?
I guess you can consider Friendster as a social media. Yeah, now that I think about it. I never really got into Friendster though. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I don't know, it just never felt to me like I needed one lah. Because I guess in my social circle, some people don't really have it. Yeah, like guys, I think it's more girls want Friendster than guys. Because girls will leave like testimonial on each other's pages.
And then you can decorate your page look real cute.
guys.
And then we have blogs also.
Yeah, Blogspot.
That's the
I was about to
early
bring it out
foray
also.
into HTML.
Yeah, then your Blogspot you design. I had a Blogspot page also. And then you have a chat box or something
Yes,
at the
a
side.
C
one.
box, yeah.
Yeah, then people can leave text over there.
Yeah.
I don't even remember my Blogspot got what. It just has some random writings about yourself or something.
Yeah. Then those were how the early influencers like, remember that?
下雪.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's another episode to unpack. But so I don't think Gen Zs will be aware of all these experiences. Yeah, I think this is like the initial stage of the Wild West of the internet. Yeah, where everyone is still trying to innovate and create something. Yeah.
But I think the real internet pioneers would know things like LiveJournal, GeoCities, which I don't. But I think those like who are maybe in their 40s now, GeoCities was like their thing.
GeoCities?
ICQ.
Yeah, ICQ. My sister used a lot ICQ. Because last time at home, I always hear one.
Yeah.
Ah-oh, ah-oh, ah-oh. Yeah, that's the sound.
I'm older, so I don't know.
Never hear before?
Never.
It's the ah-oh. The ICQ,
Is
whenever you
ICQ
receive...
and AOL the same thing?
I don't know. You can check. But yeah, it's a ah-oh, ah-oh.
ICQ recently shut down.
Oh, only recently.
Yeah.
And then it was also the era of IRC. Wow, this is really actually
This is also beyond me. I don't know.
Yeah, IRC is the you need to install some app one.
Oh my god! Do you know that ICQ derives from the English phrase "I
English.
sick you"? Do you know
I
that?
sick you.
Yeah. AOL might be
Something similar.
AOL Instant Messenger, which is AIM. ICQ launched first.
AIM sounds familiar. Then I think somewhat MSN came about. I think MSN killed ICQ lah. MSN was a lot better in terms of interface, I guess, maybe. Yeah.
Wow.
But MSN was really an era also. MSN era was quite cute. Because like there's like actually I think a lot of memes were also built in ICQ. Not ICQ, MSN. Like all the GIFs, you can set like when you say love, then instead of the word love come out, it's a GIF. Or like a
that
picture.
Was MSN.
Yeah, that's MSN. So sometimes when you type, right, it's like you're like back to caveman like that. It's just pictorials everywhere when you type. Because every word may become something. Like you put smiley face, it may convert to an image. You can set it yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So wow, this is go down nostalgia land, man. But yeah, I'm just thinking also like, too bad we don't have a Gen Z here. Initially, I was hoping to maybe try to find someone that I know that would be willing to join this.
Caveat, I also don't really interface much with Gen Zs.
Yeah, I mean
everyone at like work is like millennial, TBH.
Yeah, but we also grew up in the age of Facebook, ma. So we are the adopters of Facebook. That's the first social media that really took off and like blew up. Yeah, and the way that we use Facebook back in the day and the way Facebook is now today is so different. Yeah. Back then it's like you just put as much information as you can about yourself on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to put your phone number, just put your phone number there. You didn't think too much about scams
privacy,
or whatever, privacy or whatever, like, or like
Yeah.
identity theft. I think back then maybe all the tools also not so readily available for people anyway.
Yeah.
But
it was also like a bit like Twitter. You would just post whatever in your status
like when you're,
updates.
I remember in uni days, there's a lot of times when I was emo, I'll post emo stuff on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through an emo phase.
Wow.
I think all of us probably maybe. Have you ever gone through an emo phase?
Yeah.
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 It's like, woe is me.
But I don't think everyone they go through an emo phase and then you want to post on social media to get attention and get people to ask like, oh no, how
like
is
you're
he?
hoping your crush will see
Yeah.
it. Like it's actually about them.
Yeah.
It's like maybe they will know. That's like fuck lah. Obviously they know lah.
Do they?
I mean, for those cases where you already confess lah. I mean, I'm someone who have experienced many. I always confess when I know that probably the person don't feel the same way. Yeah, like I've heard about people like, oh, I only confess if I know that 80-90% chance they are feeling the same way. But most of the time, the girls I like, they never felt the same way, and they never act like they were interested in me. So okay, there's another episode to unpack. There's a lot of things to unpack in other episodes.
Who wants you to go down the memory lane?
But it's so yeah, I think like if you are growing up, especially in primary school where you're readily connected to people, I think that also will definitely affect how you use technology and see the world when you grow up lah. Right? I think our parents' generation, for example, they still struggle to use tech because they never really grew up with all this tech. Yeah, so and before they start trying to adopt it, more things come out. So I think you also reach a point where it's like hard to keep up when they're never familiar with these rapid changes in things. Yeah.
And also another thing about it, like entertainment, like when we were growing up, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have Netflix, like we didn't have so many entertainment.
TV lah.
Yeah, we had TV, then you had to stick with shitty MediaCorp or like local TV shows.
No, back then it wasn't shitty.
Huh?
Because then that was the only entertainment you have. You enjoyed it. Yeah.
No, but like back then in the day when I was a kid in primary school, what I watched, remember last time we had Channel I, and then they will have like
I think
anime.
Channel U.
They will have anime. Channel U has got
Together,
anime.
Channel U came out with Channel I.
Yeah.
I think. Then
Channel
Channel I
I was the English one.
Yes.
Then channel U was
when
the
it first
Chinese
came out,
one.
it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Because like, oh my god, I can get more stuff.
Yeah, and then anyway, that's where like I remember watching anime on local TV. That was like entertainment, and then you had to go and see the schedules. Like, oh, okay, at this time got this.
But you grew up with cable, what? So cable already have
Yeah.
internet, animes, no? I grew up with no cable.
Okay,
My
I
parents
remember having like MTV and stuff like
yeah,
that. Then my friends would come
National
over to watch.
Geographic. You can watch all those cool documentaries, which I always love.
But even so,
as a kid.
it's like, you're still like bound by what is on TV.
You have no idea what kind of shows I was forced to watch when I was like so desperate for entertainment. Then growing up, I always had a Game Boy, but my Game Boy can be played on long holidays, meaning June, December. So outside of that, when I'm free at home, I only can watch lame ass TV. And you know, it's so painful to a point that sometimes in the morning, I know there's always hi-fi episodes. And I watch so much hi-fi. I can tell you, I watch so much hi-fi. I know so much hi-fi songs as a teenager, which I'm like, now I look back, like, why the fuck am I watching so much hi-fi as a fucking teenager? I had no choice, okay? Fine in the air, let's do it together. High five, together. I watched so much hi-fi.
You are not okay.
It's so embarrassing, I tell you.
What I watched was like Phineas and Ferb, which I don't think you will know because it's Disney Channel.
So there's a lot of American culture. Sometimes they talk about it like oh, these are like the goated series.
Yeah,
like,
Phineas and Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb, like South Park. I don't know South Park. I guess South Park somewhat. There's a lot of others like Rick and
Morty. Rick and Morty is
quite
newer,
recent.
yeah.
Okay.
Gravity Falls. Oh my god.
Yeah.
it's
Then
so
you have all the Cartoon Network characters
Oh my god,
like
Samurai Jack.
Johnny Bravo.
All
this stuff.
Yeah.
I only watched some of that when I go my grandma's house because they have cable TV. SCV, right? They call it Singapore Cable Vision or something.
I thought it was StarHub.
It's called SCV. There was a period of time SCV was the main. I don't know whether they are the company or what, but they were the cable provider.
No, when I had cable, it was already StarHub.
Yeah. So, wow. So,
But
yeah.
anyway, when we were growing up, TV was like kind of the main area to get entertainment, right? Rather than and then books lah. So I read a lot. But then now, like I think when Gen Zs when they're growing up, they already had YouTube. YouTube was already thriving.
I mean, to be fair, growing up we do have a lot of media as well, but it's not as accessible. So you have VCDs.
True.
There was an era of pirated VCDs.
Yeah. Go Malaysia and buy.
Malaysia? No, SimLim.
Oh,
Don't need go Malaysia. SimLim got so many pirated games, pirated videos. I watch a lot of Pokemon through pirated CDs also. But I watch one, it's all Chinese dubbed. So I know the Pikachu. What's the...
mine was Cantonese dubbed.
I'm trying to remember Bulbasaur's name. Bulbasaur's name is like something Gua one. It's like frog. Yeah.
No, mine was Cantonese dub So like
Moa.
yeah. Then like which one of the characters name like Xiao Lang?
Xiao Lang.
Like Hey Xiu Long or something like that one. Like it's in Cantonese one.
Brock?
Yeah, I think so.
Brock or Brook?
Brock. Yeah. So it was in Cantonese.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was pirated from Hong Kong or something.
But that was also when I realized that why the opening song different one? Because the Chinese dub uses the Japanese animation to dub. So the opening song is actually the Japanese version.
The original.
Yeah. And that one is a fucking banger. I love it more than I mean, to be fair, the English one, it does have like a nostalgia to it. Like it feels quite rock, right?
Oh yeah, I don't remember. So
it's the Gonna Catch Them All.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Then the Japanese one is like it's almost
ballad.
like a not ballad, but also very high paced one. Pokemon, get the
Oh, I think it's the Hong Kong one also.
Yeah, probably they dub from the Japanese lah. Yeah, it's only when they go to English when they were moving that import the series into the US, they decided to create the Pokemon theme song in English. I can't remember I don't think there's copyright reason, but I think they just felt like
anyway.
Yeah.
Kenneth, this is we're going to nostalgia episode now.
Yeah, I love it though. Yeah.
And I don't know whether you... Okay, I think this was when I was in secondary school. They had like comic magazines.
Mm.
And then I only recently realized that they were actually imported. They were actually like European series, like from Italy or something like that. They were called Wings and Witch. And they were 2 different series. And I think it's a girl thing lah. I don't think guys will be into it. It's not manga. It's like Western comics. And then I only realized, then in Singapore they have it, right? I think in other parts of Asia they would have it too. Like I was watching this Australian YouTuber and she talked about it. So I guess it was like I don't know. It was quite a phenomenon then also. So it's like very nostalgia.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of things that I forgot about it already because of how fast things move these days. Like in terms of how social media is, what kind of media we consume. Like the whole VCD era is also quite interesting lah.
Then they had Blu-ray for a period, but I never had needed Blu-ray.
Blu-ray came about, I think, at the tail end of physical media. I feel like because when Blu-ray is developed, I think it feels like it didn't really feel like a big thing because people were starting to do more downloads. Internet was getting a lot faster already.
Remember when renting CDs was a thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like my last time where we lived when I was in secondary school, right? Literally downstairs was a VCD rental shop. So like my parents, then the whole family will just go down and then we'll just rent.
This is called rich family.
What do you mean?
Because I never rented in my life. My family will never rent.
Why?
It's a waste of money. I can buy pirated what? You buy pirated. Sometimes my parents will come back Malaysia, then they will have stacks of CDs on. We had a drawer, stacks of pirated shows on.
And then it'll be in those paper plastic.
Yeah, plastic, then with like paper cover. Yeah, you have no idea how many times I watched Ace Ventura, Bad Detective. I watch it so much that I know every single scene, you know. Then I even I know how Jim Carrey will be like. You know, that's what he will do, right? Yeah.
But actually, I think when we were kids, right, I think we had more, I don't know whether it's also now with the way entertainment is in very short form. I think when we were kids, we were okay to rewatch and reread things a lot more.
I mean, I think it's not out of choice lah.
I don't know, when I was a kid, there was this one book that I love. It's called Uncle Tom or Tom or something like that. I read it I don't know, man, 3 times and I can keep rereading it.
I think it's because you don't have a lot of new things coming to you also. So when you have what you have, you kind of like, oh, I enjoyed this, I go back to this. Yeah, I remember there's one book that I read a lot of times. Only one book. Which is the Roald Dahl's
one book.
Champion of the World.
It's a series, you know. Champion. I never read it lah, but I know it's like boy versus boy. Man? Yeah, I think so. It follows him as he grows up, no? Is it that one?
I only read one. I never knew. And it's the same one. He never grew up. He never grew up in my world. I only remember that the plot towards the end was like they were catching a lot of pheasants.
Birds?
Yeah. Then they found a way to drug the pheasants so they all fell to the ground and they managed to catch a lot. But I don't really remember the premise of the story lah.
The Champion of the World is a short story. Is it a short story? Is it a short book?
It did feel quite thick. I don't know.
Oh, it's called Danny the Champion of the World.
Danny the Champion of the World. Yeah, it's a Roald Dahl book.
Yeah. I never read it, but I read a lot of his other books.
I have no idea why I liked it, but it's one of the books that I read a lot of times. Yeah. Then, so going back to the part about entertainment, like where we get our entertainment, I think at least for me, I enjoyed playing games for a majority part of my life. And I think I only really got introduced in games probably actually even before primary school I already got into it. I remember my cousin who's like much older than me. I will go to his house. So he's the what's it called? The group of them who moved to Australia. So the oldest one, he's currently 40 plus. He's the oldest among all of us from my mom's side family lah, extended family. So I remember going to his house, he has a Mac. Like I think Mac was at the time just started.
Was it the colourful one?
I can't remember, but it has like very simple games like golf, like certain golf games, certain snowboarding games. Yeah, and then slowly he moved into playing StarCraft. Yeah, then that's where I go to my cousin's house and play. Then they own a Sega. Then that's why I also started playing. Like I really enjoyed playing games lah. Yeah, I got hooked into it. Then slowly moving on to Game Boy. You see, all these games you don't really need internet to play lah.
True.
So they are very like console, like single player kind of experience. Yeah.
You know why this turned into a millennial nostalgia episode? Because you don't have a Gen Z. So you can't truly be millennial versus Gen Z.
Yeah. Maybe next time we truly have a Gen Z.
You got Gen Z friends, eh?
Not close lah.
Yeah.
Like Yuki. You also know her.
Yeah.
Actually, I was hoping to maybe bring her, but I feel like Yuki is a very... I don't think she listens to this. But I don't think she's a representative of a...
Normal Gen Z.
Yeah. She's a bit more... I think like for us, we have quite traditional route. Millennials.
Uni,
in terms of education. Hers is like more artsy.
True.
And stuff like that lah. But she's...
Wait, so you want to interview a Gen Z who also took the normal route?
I wouldn't say normal route, but I feel like Yuki is a bit more different. Yeah, I feel like her opinions does feel like she's very like in her own world kind of vibes. That's the vibe I get lah.
Yeah.
I may be wrong, but that's the vibe I get.
Yesterday when I was doing my tattoo, I got a new tattoo by the way. I don't know if anyone can see.
Okay, suddenly
Then my artist was a Gen Z.
Okay.
Then I got reminded, the Gen Z. Then some of the things like she characterized, like in terms of fashion, is very Gen Z. Like now, like how I got this pimple and I want to cover up with concealer.
Yeah.
They'll like put a bright ass pimple patch on their face on there, like with pattern one. So it's like maybe heart shape, star shape, but it's like bright red, and then it's on their face. Like it's part of the aesthetic. Then they will like put a pimple patch like there.
Oh, so instead of trying to covering up, they just decided to just lean into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be fair, but then your like again that group that you talk to or like you interacting with, they may not be representative also. Yeah, because they are more artsy kind of.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So
Cause she is a tattoo artist, right? So that's really not.
Yeah, it's not normal.
Typical.
I wouldn't say normal lah, but
it's not
typical. Like typical is
it's
the
not a
right
majority lah. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe when we move to the next part about work ethics and career goals, what do you think?
I don't know.
You say you never really worked with.
Because
in fact, actually, now that I think about it, right? Actually, for most of us, because we are born in the middle of the millennials, we are somewhere in the middle, lah, right?
Solidly millennial.
Yeah. Almost all of my friends are millennials. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have. I mean, maybe the next 10 years or so, maybe we'll get to know more Gen Z people. But I mean, even if you say, look, define because this kind of definition is also just draw a line, right? Do you think that, for example, the late Gen Zs and the early millennials, are they very different? Probably not lah.
Yeah.
Right. So there is like this gradual.
Mei is more like a cusper, actually.
What's a cusper?
She's a very young millennial, right? She's like 1995. So cusper like kind of in between a Gen Z and a millennial.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure those very young Gen Zs will be like cuspers, like in between Gen Alpha and Gen Z.
Yeah. So I myself have interacted a few. I mean, when I was in MINDEF, we have NSFs, right?
Oh, forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah. So they are obviously
Gen Zs.
Yeah. But
damn.
Yeah. But okay lah. I don't think it's fair to judge people based in when they're in NS
days, yeah.
I think how people act in NS and how people act in real life can be not real life, but like outside world can be quite different.
And I also wonder, in terms of work ethics and stuff, it also depends on the company, like which organization you're in, like which sector you're in.
Yeah.
Like that, I think that plays more of a bigger role than maybe your generational work ethics or whatever.
But there's always conversations about how, how our older generations will look at us and like, oh, we have it easy. And then we'll look at our younger the next generation, and we would think that they had it easy. Yeah, like back then when I want to watch a show, I need to put in a VCD. Now you literally press Netflix and you have everything there, and you're spoiled for choices. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know same like I think whenever I look at the slightly younger generation, I don't immediately assume that they have it easier.
Actually, I look at the older generation and think they have it easier. Because I think they entered the workforce in a place where there might have been less competition. And now it's so competitive and things are so much more expensive. Like they can afford to buy a house and all those things.
Yeah.
And and now things are so much more expensive. Like it's basically impossible to buy even like a resale flat for below $1 million if you want it to be of a decent size in a decent location.
Yeah.
Like the older generation never had to deal with that. So actually, I look at the older generation and think they had it easier.
I think it's just a different forms of. It depends on which area you're looking at, lah. I would say that there are definitely some areas, financially speaking, for example, maybe they have it a bit easier. But we must also remember that, for example, their workplace, if we talk about labor rights, probably they have a bit lesser. Like bosses probably have a lot more control over their people, a lot more potential for workplace abuse. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So.
And I guess there's also two ways to look at it. Like one is if like, if you are looking for stability, you can act like for your generation, you can really just do one job for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Whereas now there's so much fear of like, AI, and then like you need to upskill, you need to constantly retrain and reskill. Like there's that anxiety for us in this generation.
Yeah.
But then also on the flip side, that means we also have more freedom in a way to choose our own path, more opportunities to explore what's interesting for us. Whereas for them, they just like deal with it. I guess there are two ways to see it.
Manufacturing, that's about it.
Factory work.
I also want to say that there are also a lot of benefits in our generation. Like for example, for a lot of us, like your parents own a place and you stay at your parents' house. That's like I would say that, like for example, my parents come from families that are huge. Yeah. So they're kind of like being forced to kind of like move out themselves. Generation wealth at that time wasn't a thing.
Not for our economic status, like people in our...
Yeah, but now I would say like you will have a lot of money, but there's still something that's being passed down. Like your parents' home is passed down to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. For them, it's like there's nothing much lah, I would say. So I think there's a lot of, not so much of pros and cons, but more like if we nitpick on certain things that they had it for easier. I think same thing when you look at the next generation. Like maybe the Gen Zs, they may have it easier for certain things, but if we only look at those things that had it easier, then it's easy to fall into that narrative of like, oh yeah, they have it easier.
They don't know how to 吃苦or whatever.
Yeah, correct. I still remember, I think Babri shared this before when I first wanted to leave my first job. Yeah. And
I hear this
after
story
1 month,
a lot of times.
Yeah, my mother say, 你不会吃苦. She feel like 不会吃苦. And I was upset also lah, that she thinks that way lah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where also I shut down, because I felt like you don't understand. And the way you say it, I felt like I don't want to
engage.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of desync lah from that point also. Like how the generation before us sees work, sees what you should do in your life. Yeah. Versus now. And like for us, we don't seek job. Like for them, they don't seek job satisfaction. They search job security. Yeah, I think from our generation onwards, we do look out a lot on job satisfaction. Yeah, which is if you look at it, it's a luxury lah.
Yeah. I wonder if Gen Zs what's the word, prioritize or like liberty, like freedom to like choose how they want to do work. So that's why things like being a creator, YouTube, like influencer, those are very attractive because they're in fully control of the work that they do, rather than being, subjected to a corporate life.
So there is where is this stats? Okay, I can't say for sure this is true, but there's a report that shows that 60% of Gen Z wants to start their own business lah. Which kind of makes sense. But to be fair, also sometimes if you think about it, when you just started working, when you're fresh, when you're not burdened by anything, you just want to do things that you're happy with and like you love. A lot of Gen Zs, maybe when they first started working, I think I can say this for myself also, like there's some part of me that felt like I didn't want to join the corporate rat race lah. Starting your own business sounds fun. Sounds like a struggle, but you're like, okay lah, whatever lah, I just want to live, right? But there is a lot of time, I think maybe 5-10 years down the road, I think how you look at your career, how you look at job stability, stability in your own life will become more and more of a priority lah. Yeah, because you get older, maybe you also get a bit more. I don't really want to use the word jaded, but I just want to say like maybe it's a different perspective in life lah. Because I think at the same time you probably will be influenced by people around you, like your friends who may be settling down, starting a family and so on. And then when you look at all this lifestyle, you're like, oh, actually that is also something I want. And then you realize that maybe my current approach to my career will not allow me to, have that.
That's why I think all these like surveys that are done on a generation basis are so pointless, because you're also capturing people at a specific stage of their life and specific age. And I feel that probably has more impact and influence on how you respond to these surveys rather than your generation. Like maybe you need to do longitudinal studies instead, right? Like you follow Gen Zs from when they first started working to 10 years down the road.
Yeah.
Then you can truly define what these characteristics of a generation is.
I mean, the other argument I have for this is that it also depends on the current state of the world it is in. Yeah, because if you imagine this is right after the World War, the generation, like the younger generation also won't think about job satisfaction. What?
Yeah.
They're all trying to survive. What?
Yeah.
And there is like a path to survival. How do we survive? Okay, I can't do well in school. How can I, maybe do some labor work? Then maybe hopefully if I stay long enough in this, I can promote and get a better life. Yeah, I think maybe in this current, I mean, to be honest, the current state of the world, despite the small wars here and there, we are facing the longest period of peace that in recent human history that we have ever known considering that Europe is always in war, countries are always fighting. The so-called nuclear peace that we are facing right now, it does change how people view and see the world and like value their own like satisfaction beyond just survival, because survival no longer is like something you need to struggle for in Singapore context especially. It's more about what can you do more, how do you leave a legacy, how can you be happy in your work.
I guess we have more in common with Gen Zs because of the way technology has changed the way we live.
But I think also to a big extent, if you go down to the next part, which is talking about education, I think how we think still very heavily influenced by the generation before us, which is that we are being ingrained by our generation above us that you need a degree to survive. To do well in life, you need a degree. That's why a lot of parents are pushing, especially our generation, to do well in school. I mean, right now you can tell like the education, the way they want to do it, they're trying to backpedal a bit because they realize that the pushing for education is no longer not that healthy lah. I mean, you can see Singapore, we are not really a creative.
Or rather, that's not the only thing we need. Like, you need more than just good grades now.
Yeah. So I think based on what I see is that I think Gen Zs are probably more open to non-traditional education. And to be honest, you really can learn everything online these days. I mean, maybe not in a structured sense. Structured learning is still probably better. But maybe Gen Zs are also more they're able to absorb information better online. I feel like I struggle that. Like, I don't really like online classes. Yeah, because I grew up in physical classes, right? Online classes feel to me like I get distracted too easily. I don't know. But yeah, there's so much online courses out there. They're quite cheap. There's free. If I'm not wrong, I think certain university also publish their whole coding education courses online.
I think Harvard probably
Yeah,
has
that
some.
if you want, you really could go through it and like be a developer yourself. Yeah, there's so much YouTube tutorials out there. Anything you don't know how to do, you can just ask Google.
Google has also free courses.
And then these days now you even have ChatGPT, which give you even like
and Gemini.
Yeah. Yvette, you want to review where you're working?
Gemini is quite good.
You want to review where you're working? I don't know.
Use Gemini.
Jesus Christ.
And actually, I was thinking like about AI. Like a lot of people, I think maybe in the Western context, because in Asia, I think people are generally more optimistic about AI as a technology that could help us. But actually, I think there are studies being done that shows that actually majority of jobs are being complemented by AI rather than replaced by AI. So, and also, I mean, we were talking about it, right? Actually, yeah, man, I want to use AI to help me ideate and help me generate that first draft. I can't be fucked to do it myself anymore. Yeah. So, and then also, you know what? Like AI can generate it, but then you need someone to prompt the AI, right? And that's where we come in. Yeah.
But I think now that you brought up AI, it's also quite interesting because that's where the next generation will grow up in.
Oh, and also in schools.
Yeah.
Now they are also using AI in schools. So that's probably going to change a bit.
Yeah. In fact, now, literally now, like in universities, AI is like, it's common that you use AI to help you with your work.
Yeah.
I think a lot of traditionalists will probably think that, that's not healthy.
That's
you wouldn't
lazy.
be. But I think the fact of like, if you don't have AI, then you cannot do all this. But I feel like AI is here to stay. Yeah. I mean, just like how you can see, like most city dwellers don't know how to start a fire. I can say like it's the same thing lah. Like, are we useless human beings just because we cannot start fire anymore? Not
we will
really.
be when there's apocalypse.
Yeah lah, when the apocalypse happens lah. But the point is that, I feel like that's the same. That's how I look at AI also lah. Like they may not be able to do certain things without AI in the future, but AI is gonna be here to stay lah for the most part lah. Yeah, and if in the scenario where AI suddenly cannot be used anymore, then I feel like people will adapt lah eventually lah. Yeah, and I don't think it's so much of a big deal. We will still get things done somehow. Yeah, but yeah, that's interesting. You don't have much experience working with Gen Zs, right? I personally have a bit.
I don't have interns, so
Yeah, I have some interns. I have teammates who just joined who are like the late Gen Zs. Early Gen Z, sorry.
late.
Older.
Older Gen Zs.
I was like, late means what? Okay, yeah, older Gen Zs. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Like, when you think about the media they consume, we grew up in a time in Singapore that Mando pop was like a big thing.
I mean, for your circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
English songs also.
Yeah.
Now it's K-pop, right? I've heard of one of my interns telling me about how they like to go karaoke, but they don't sing Chinese songs one. They sing K-pop songs one. Yeah. Which I thought was quite interesting. I think my time J-pop was also a big thing. Yeah. What else? Their use of social media. Yeah, Facebook is no longer really a old people thing. There was a period of time where people, when that was happening, people are starting to say like Facebook feels like an old people thing. Then I was like, no, actually okay what. I still consume most of my stuff on Facebook.
I don't even
my news
open
last time
Facebook
I used to
anymore.
consume a lot on Facebook. Yeah. When I started working. But now I would say not really.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You were old people for a period.
My news now mainly is from Telegram. surprisingly, or the subscribe
channels.
channels.
Yeah.
That's my main source of
True.
news these
Same,
days.
yeah.
Yeah. They mainly
For local news.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
younger generations are moving to TikTok, moving to Instagram. They still use Instagram. Yeah. US apparently Snapchat is still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so much Singapore. Twitter also not so much in Singapore. In the US, possibly. In terms of how they consume, even how they shop is also very
YouTube.
different, right?
YouTube is still a thing, right?
But YouTube is half, I feel like. I actually quite interesting. I don't really know much about YouTube in terms of their
Gen Z usage.
Yeah. I feel like have lah. I mean, there's a reason why Mr. Beast is so popular. I think kids' content is still on YouTube. So I think I don't think YouTube is really directly competing with social media. It's directly competing with long form content online. Yeah. So with TV, with Netflix.
Now we're also on TikTok, we're also on Instagram, we're also
Yeah,
on
but
YouTube.
I would say that our generation, when it comes to TikTok, they're a bit more hesitant. A lot of my
True.
friends feels like they're a bit more hesitant in getting the TikTok.
Why? Because they say they don't get it?
Or
they feel like they don't need another social media platform to be on?
Yeah. I think for us, a lot of us, when we go through this period where we do a lot of Facebook and stuff like that, I guess it's more like fatigue lah. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm so done with all this.
But you also still get TikTok content on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
But you get it like 1 month later.
No. So the point is that like getting one more social media feels too much. Like I already have Facebook, I already have Instagram. Yeah, why do I need one more? You know what I mean? So I think it's more from that perspective. Like I don't need another layer of social media lah. Not saying that everybody feels that way, but I do feel like a lot of my friends, they're generally not on TikTok. Yeah. When they're on Reels, sure. Yeah.
My God.
I do feel like it's a bit of fatigue. Like I think for me, for people of me, didn't really want to get into it. Because I think when TikTok came out, it's like I started working already. I think that's also where like you have less time to go and play around with all these new things. You just do whatever you have, work with whatever you have that complements your life, and you kind of just move on with it. Like if you're talking about like you want to be entertained, you don't need TikTok. You know what I mean? There's so much other content out there already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, I realized I use a lot of social media apps. Like my most active one should be TikTok. And then maybe Instagram just to check stories. I don't really scroll posts anymore. And then maybe explore feed, I see a few.
Yeah.
But then I also go into Reddit. And then I also use Pinterest once in a while.
Wow.
And then like I also go into Tumblr once in a while. But like each app got a different function.
Yeah.
Yeah, like TikTok is to find out what's going on. Like what's up in the Gen Z or Gen Alpha world.
Yeah.
And then Instagram is to catch up with friends or people that I want to follow. Right?
Yeah.
And actually Instagram also, a lot of it is shopping. It's fucking annoying. A lot of brands pushing
TikTok.
ads on Instagram.
On Instagram.
TikTok is more of like user generated content. And then if they talk about a certain brand that is good, I guess. And then Reddit is more on like catch up on like gossip or whatever. If you on those certain subreddits like Singapore Raw or Ask Singapore or whatever. And then Pinterest is for like if I'm looking for inspiration.
Yeah.
Because it's like a Pinterest board. And then Tumblr is for fandom stuff. So actually I use a lot, but they're all for different purposes.
What I want to say this. Have you buy things from Instagram directly or from TikTok shop?
No.
Yeah.
No. But I know that like TikTok shop, a lot of people do use it, but
Yeah, I've never done it.
I've never done it.
There was a very interesting, I can't remember, I saw this clip from somewhere where they compared that like for millennials, when we want to buy I feel caught out when they said this, but like when we want to buy expensive things, we have to use a desktop or laptop computer to do it.
If you want to do important things or send important emails.
Important emails or important stuff, it has to be a laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you cannot do it on the phone. Right?
Yeah, I also cannot.
I feel also very uncomfortable. Like, oh no, like I want to buy air tickets. I will never
use it on the
use
phone.
it.
Yeah.
I will always go to my computer.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a computer. I can check my email, everything all at once. So it makes it feels like I get everything in place.
Actually, I think maybe like TikTok Shop, all these things, I wouldn't use it because I feel like now that I'm older, I got more disposable income. Things that are being sold on TikTok Shop now feel very cheap and of like poorer quality, like from China, that kind. So it's also not like I want to spend money on those things. Like Shein, I don't shop on there.
It's funny that you say this as we shop from Shopee. Everything is cheap from China.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is that on Shopee you will go and specifically search for those things, whereas on TikTok I won't like randomly see people pushing this like I don't know, joggers that are super comfortable. Like I can't be bothered to buy those anymore. If I want them, I will specifically seek out for them on Shopee. But I won't like randomly buy this because it's cheap, because cheap isn't like my main consideration when it comes to shopping at this point in my life. Because also then you'll just create more junk and you're not sustainable and it's not environmentally friendly.
I'm just thinking like our shopping behavior will change so much as the next generation comes on. Which is actually already happening. Like online shopping and all has already taken over a lot of physical shops. You can see why so many physical shops are struggling.
But you know that there are people, I saw on TikTok like there are people making commentary saying that there are people like the younger generations who look at Uniqlo and think that Uniqlo is expensive. But actually, because they're used to Shein prices. But actually, Uniqlo is quite cheap for that quality of product, if you think about it. And actually, Uniqlo is also fast fashion.
Uniqlo is also fast fashion. But to be fair, my Uniqlo clothes I wear very long.
I also.
So I don't know, the fast is like relative, right?
I mean, it's fast in the sense that they keep churning out new things and keep pushing things for you to buy.
I think like for me, like I think also something I would tell you is that the like shopping stuff, sometimes I just still need to feel like I need to see it physically. I don't know whether this is true for the younger generation. Sometimes they just like kind of like whack and see how things go. But I still, sometimes certain things I still feel like I need to make sure I buy it in person to make sure that it really works for me.
I think for girls it's like makeup. Like for example, if you're buying foundation.
Or you'll go down and try.
I mean, actually I just buy on Shopee because I can't be bothered. But I know for some people where they find it more difficult to match shades, that kind, or even lipstick. Then they'll prefer to go to like a brick and mortar store.
And this is something I also don't know how to teach my mom more about when it comes to online shops and so on, because to them all this is very confusing for them. If you don't use it frequently, it's like my mom that time, she also suddenly say she
want to buy on
Shein looks interesting. Then when I look at some of this site, sometimes I also like, oh, is this real site or not? I'm also not so sure like whether she will get con or not. And sadly sometimes the solution we give to her is just don't buy anything. You want to buy anything, you let us know first. Which is not helpful, I feel, maybe. To
at least your mom quite at least she adopts tech. Like my parents just don't buy online at all.
Oh, is it?
If they want to buy online, they say, Yvette, can you help? Like the time my mother asked me to help my father buy the watch strap. I said, okay, I buy. It's like my parents just like don't buy. That's their solution. They don't get it, they don't buy. So which I don't know whether it's good or bad.
I don't know lah. I think there's different risk appetite lah. I guess it's good for them to think that everybody's out there to try to get them. Because that's a better, safer approach.
Like, with the whole scams thing, then my dad very scared on, right? Because I guess he got like those weird emails. Then he get very scared. It's like, oh, they're gonna... I think he received one email that was like those emails where they say like, we have searched your search history and you've been watching porn. We're gonna send this to everyone and tell everyone if you don't pay us now. Then I think he panicked.
Because he'd been watching porn?
I don't know lah. I don't want to think about it.
Is that your...
I think he's just scared. Like, why are there people randomly threatening me? Like, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. Because if they send out, like, people will believe, right? But anyway, then he also received those messages like about OCBC, that kind of thing, DBS. So he very scared, right? until the point where I think recently when we had lunch, then he's saying, yeah, the OCBC people, like, they recognize it. Hey, uncle, that kind of thing. So I suspect, right, he probably go down to the bank and call the bank so many times that
They recognize
yeah,
you.
which I think is a good thing because then
The
you
good thing
get
is,
yeah,
rather he paranoid
yes, correct.
than get scammed,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
So okay, that's not a bad thing, but also like, yeah, you have two different kinds of old people, right?
But I also can see that as a problem because
you get so worried all the time.
not so worried, but like if he somehow believes something is true, he will kind of like convince himself that this is not a scam. When everything starts to lead down, like he's like, I'm always so careful. Like if it's a scam, I would have known already.
Yeah. No, he would think everything is a scam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah. But then the thing is that he is very worked up. So
yeah.
it's not good for him also.
Yeah.
If he believes everything's a scam, then it affects the whole family. Then my mother will have to. Okay, but anyway, don't turn it into a father rant.
But
basically,
session again.
at core, it's still a good thing for old people to be more skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe I saw okay lah. This one I don't really know whether we can talk too much about it, about mental health. I think our generation and the Gen Z generation maybe more so for them. There's a lot more stress impacted lah on mental health, especially like I think all the points we talk about when it comes to social media and all. Yeah, I think those are legit concerns because I mean a world of comparison, right? Comparison is really the
thief of joy.
Is that the term?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see how that really fucks up people's mind when you are always looking at the curated stories of people living the best life, living the best moment, and they never show the struggles in between, or that maybe everything is a facade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why now there are people who have been saying more like that's why like media literacy is so important. Because you can consume all this content and be aware that it's curated. Then it's not so bad. Like at least, and I don't know whether it's because like I took comms in university, so I already kind of know that everything is done with an agenda, no matter what. It has an agenda, so I have that in the back of my mind whenever I consume content.
But I do feel like people know, the Gen Zs know.
Are you sure?
Gen Alpha know, but
you'd be surprised, you know.
Or maybe the Gen Alphas maybe I don't know lah. But Gen Zs, I feel like they know, but they're like they can't help themselves.
I'm not so
being
sure.
influenced.
I'm not so sure if they know Like, so there's this influencer that is quite controversial on TikTok. Like she's a model, and then she's called Nara Smith. Then she's like known for making things from scratch. Like basically, my husband is craving burgers. Let me start making the buns from scratch.
Yeah.
Right. There are people, and then she'll dress up like really nicely in designer clothes and all those, and start baking. Then basically she's playing into the whole like traditional wife. You know, there's this trad wife kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's been going on.
Yeah.
In the Western world. So she's playing on that. And there are people who comment and men who legit believe like, wow, look at her, the perfect housewife. You know, this is what all women should be doing. Like, there are people who seem to be genuinely believing that she's really doing this. But actually, it's probably just part of her brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we know because you can kind of see like, there's no way this is real life. But there actually might be people out there who genuinely believe that these influencers are living this life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay lah. I think it's half lah. But I do also believe like even if you know that these are curated, like sometimes you will feel like, oh no, like I know these are curated, but like subconsciously it affects you. Sometimes if you don't think about it, it just affects you. And then even if you try to reason with yourself, like, okay, I need to stop thinking, like making myself feel bad because everybody else, even though they may have living the best life, is curated. But I feel like sometimes even knowing the fact that you know that things are not as it seems, you still can't help but feel bad. You know, like I feel like there's maybe a lot of subconscious absorption of like comparison of like how my life could have been better I'm a failure because I'm not able to achieve this. I don't look good because I don't look as good as this person. Yeah, my body is ugly because I don't look like this perfect form. Yeah. I feel like these comparisons can be quite devastating lah. I think recently I was watching this video about weightlifting, not so much weightlifting, but gym, people who goes to gym. So there's this guy who's going around and asking a lot of men, which is quite interesting, a lot of men about their use of steroids. And the use of steroids is quite is a big thing lah. Not just steroids, but performance enhancing drugs lah, like creatine and stuff like that lah. A lot of younger people are getting into it. I don't know, I'm not so sure about here in Singapore. I'm sure in the fitness what do you call it, corner or industry where people do a lot of fitness and stuff, probably they have more insights to how prevalent all these drug users are. But I hear a lot of like the interviews, they do interview like younger people, like in their 20s, early 20s, 18, 19. And they are all, I don't know whether they started doing it, but they are all, a lot of them are considering. And they did point out like, I mean, okay lah, to be fair, the interviewer was also pushing them one direction. He will like ask them, do you think social media is a result of that? And a lot of them think about it, say, yeah, actually. Because it's like you scroll, it's like you see people with jack, like some of them actually they look good, like lean, they look quite muscular. They're not huge lah, but they look quite nice. But to them it's like, this is tiny. Yeah, I cannot get bigger than this. I need the steroids to get bigger, to look better. Yeah, and I don't think, like we always talk about how females will feel compelled to look a certain way. I don't think we talk about it too much for guys also. Yeah, because guys do feel that. I mean, I personally don't, but maybe sometimes a bit. It's just that I don't process it to take action. Yeah, and I don't feel like it consumes me. Yeah. So I thought it was quite interesting lah, that whole social media comparison thing, which never really appeared as much when we were growing up. I think we only compare with people around us. So it at that time, more importantly is who is in your social circle.
But by the time we were in our early 20s, like uni, you already have like influencers, all this kind of like, a more perfect looking people.
Lah. University
have lah.
But not as prevalent as now lah.
Yeah lah. But you will compare to your friends also.
Friends lah, for sure, yeah. Friends. But I think now growing up with it is very different compared to which is why the whole mental health thing, I think, becomes more of a, like the stresses that the Gen Z feels are a lot more different compared to what we feel or what our generation before us feels. Yeah. So I mean, I can understand why there's more emphasis on mental health lah. Because a lot of these issues, they're quite invisible. Like you don't know. Like your kid is suffering from all this, you also can't tell. Because you may not be seeing what they're scrolling. Yeah. You may not know all these influencers things that they may be following and so on and so forth. Yeah. So it becomes a lot more invisible, a lot of these symptoms. Yeah. So I thought it's quite interesting lah. Don't know whether there's a solution for this.
Go online less.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's so easily ready, available for you. Your phone, your computer, it's just online. Yeah. I mean, we have friends also. I have friends also who try to detox, try to get out of social media, which is okay lah. I think it's fine. But I feel like in our, sometimes it's just at the end of the day, looking at what's the term for this? Like what you choose, what's the evil that you choose? Right? Social media is one. If you take away social media, I feel like you will look for another drug to consume. Then is it better? arguably yes and no. You know, like let's say you don't do social media, you end up doing more. You're getting hooked into gambling. I mean, that's an extreme case lah. Like I'm also thinking for myself, if I don't use too much social media, I'll just play more games. Is that much better? Arguably, yes and no. You know, if I spend more time, I don't know, tending fishes. I buy fish. I get obsessed with my fish. Is it healthier? Sure, you're not looking at a screen, but you're just obsessing over a fish.
What the heck?
You know what I mean? Like I mean,
maybe I'll get obsessed with shopping.
Yeah.
Then you'll see pop mart everywhere suddenly.
sometimes I also think about it like I think, and especially our parents' generation, they will feel like, yeah, they rather you obsess over a fish than on computer games. But I'm like, obsessing with fish also won't do much to me as a person, right? Yeah. So sometimes same thing. We all have to die from something, right? So it's choosing which one you die from at the end of the day. And for social media, I feel like hopefully we have more tools to kind of like teach the younger generations how to manage it, how to handle it. I guess that's why you see TikTok being I guess that's more of a political agenda for TikTok under so much pressure in US.
Yeah, that's political.
Yeah. But there has been a lot of pressures on social medias lah.
Social media companies. Yeah.
Like in Facebook and all to
Yeah.
do more to protect the
Children.
the children,
Yeah.
the younger generation lah. I think all this makes sense.
But I think mostly on TikTok because like the younger generation is no longer on Facebook. What?
I mean depends on country lah.
True. I mean there are some countries in Southeast Asia, I think.
Facebook
like
is still
Myanmar, like Facebook is the internet.
Facebook is still a
Yeah.
big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe we can end this. Okay lah. I think we actually talked a lot already. Maybe we can end this with talking about the quiz thing. So I asked Yvette to come up with some slangs that Gen Z has.
Now actually it's Gen Alpha. So actually mine is Gen Alpha quiz.
I looked at the Gen Z, so I went to research some Gen Z. Actually all of them, I don't even know really they're Gen Zs or not, or like they're just random internet slangs that come out in the recent years. But some of these like quite familiar with it. I don't know whether my audience should be largely millennials. So maybe see some of you know. Actually I know some of this also because I'm quite ingrained.
You're quite chronically online.
Yeah.
I'm also chronically online.
Chronically
so it's fine.
on like YouTube. I don't watch streams, but I watch a lot of YouTube they are like maybe stream highlights. So I'm also familiar with some of the terms. Like I taught you the term copium, right?
That's a gamer term.
No. It's
No?
a Twitch streamer term.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Is it a gamer term? But you must know that a lot of gaming terms get spilled over. GG is a gaming term, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody I feel like most millennials will know what GG is, which I always find it very interesting and funny.
Why?
Because GG I always use it in game. I play game, so I know the term and I use the term.
I only use GG more because you keep using it, you know.
I mean, to be honest, I don't use it as much these days lah. Last time everything was so GG what. Like the word, this one GG already. I GG already. I GG already. I cannot finish this. I GG already. You know, that's what we always used to use. But nowadays, not so much lah.
I still use LOL. We still use LOL.
LOL. We don't use ROF.
I used LMAO for a period. But nobody used LMAO.
Nobody used
my
LMAO.
friends say like I never seen people use LMAO before. And I was like, oh.
In person? Or
Yeah.
in text?
In person.
Yeah.
I remember using it in person before.
Yeah, LOL I'll still use. I'll be like, LOL. LOL. Okay, going back. You want to start first? I start first?
I can start first.
I got back. Mine is quite easy.
Mine very easy.
Okay, come.
Mine is more Gen Alpha though.
Okay, it's okay.
Sigma.
Sigma is, it means you're like the alpha of the alpha.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, one level above alpha lah. Sigma male
Yeah, but
which is
when
why
I went
the
to
Andrew
search like
Tate
how
thing,
it came about, right? It's like they co-opted the whole Andrew Tate thing.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Like Sigma is Gen Alpha slang. In Gen Z terms, they will say 8. Like that 8. Like ATE, like 8.
In Gen Z terms,
Yeah.
8.
8. ATE.
ATE, like I finished eating.
Yeah.
Past tense of eat.
Yeah.
Why?
It means like, wow, that's cool, you know?
Huh?
Yeah, like that ate.
Am I?
No, I'm serious. There's a Gen Z
I just
slang.
suddenly feel like I'm a baby boomer. I was like, don't get it.
Okay, I give you one very easy one.
But wait,
What?
how do you use ate in a sentence?
Like that slaps, that ate kind of thing. It's like the
It's
same.
like ate it up.
No, it just means like it's cool. Wow, that's really cool. You know,
That's why I ate it
like
up.
that movie Ate, or like that skateboard move Ate,
this-
or whatever. I
This
don't know.
Korean fried chicken ate. No?
I mean, it can fried
Because I ate
Korean
it
fried
because
chicken be
it's
cool,
so good that I ate it up.
or like that music video Ate. You know, because it's cool. It's cool. It's just cool.
I don't know. Okay.
Ah, good lord.
Okay. Come.
Okay, I go on.
Next up. Me.
Yeah.
I think how many I do have?
Quite a few, but I can choose the most
Mine quite
interesting
easy,
ones.
like fam.
Family,
Yeah lah.
yeah. What the fuck?
I
That's
use it
even
like
that's a Gen Z slang.
I feel like fam used more by. I always hear it used more by black people in the UK.
Bruv.
Bruv.
That's
fam.
like localized slang, right?
Yeah, but
It's spilled over.
yeah, I don't know. I asked ChatGPT generate for me.
Okay, I give you one very easy one. Okay? Very easy, which is why I think like sometimes this slang and also fashion is like cyclical. Mad lit.
Mad.
Mad like MAD.
Yeah.
Mad lit.
Or it's lit, but it's damn lit.
Yes. What
Yeah
does
lah.
it mean?
Lit means it's like it's super cool. Oh shit.
They are close
Yeah,
enough, not
super
bad.
cool lah. Lit.
But
this is lit.
Apparently,
this is super cool.
it's like used in the context of like style. It means stylish. Mad lit.
But only can use it in the form of style,
I
man.
don't know lah. According to that one TikTok video.
I'll be like, oh, this is mad lit. Yeah, I can't see myself using it.
When are you gonna do this?
I don't know. No, that's not how they will do it.
I don't know.
They say they
Just
were
say
like,
mad lit. Wow.
hell yeah, this is mad
That top
lit.
is mad lit. That skirt is mad
Hell
lit.
yeah. Okay.
Easy, right? Easy enough.
Yep.
But then the thing is, I remember when lit was like our slang. We used lit for a period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they co-opted it.
Okay. How about cap? I think we talked about this before. Cap.
Oh shit! I think I know this.
Yeah.
A limit? No.
No. That's cap.
Oh shit! I have heard of
Yeah.
this.
You,
That's
like
cap.
you say you have done something great. That'll be like, that's cap.
Like congratulating you a bit.
The other way is saying no cap.
No cap.
I've done this, no cap.
I've done this. No cap. What is this?
I've done this awesome thing. I met President Obama, no cap. Suddenly I feel damn young.
Like I'm not. Like no joke. Like I'm not joking. Like this for real.
Yeah. So
Oh, really?
I think cap is more like lying, like whether you're lying or not. Yeah, no, like cap, like that's cap, like you're it's like no,
Like legit.
like you're yeah, legit.
Legit.
Legit is the right word. Yeah. So no cap is real. Like I'm not lying. It is real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope I'm right though. A bunch of Gen Z's coming in like, the fuck this bunch of baby boomers talking about our slangs and get it all wrong. But
Okay. This one you heard it recently.
Yeah.
Phantom text.
shit, you told me you're gonna do this. I have no
Phantom.
idea.
It's a Gen Alpha.
I have
term.
no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Can you give me a clue?
Okay, like
Or like how do you use it in a sentence?
So I'll give you a scenario. Like let's say you saw this TikTok video, then you were damn inspired by the dance. So you want to do the same dance. And then you just do it, but you didn't give credit. Then people are like, hey, phantom text.
Is the context of text the same definition I know in the normal term?
I guess, maybe.
Like you're being
kinda.
text.
No, more like, yeah, you need to pay a phantom tax, kind of. More like that.
Oh, so it's just
So
crediting.
if you don't
lah.
pay, no, not really. So if you don't, so it's actually, yeah, they kind of use it opposite. I don't know why. I don't really get it either, but but basically, yeah,
Okay,
it's
what's the
something
meaning?
like that.
So-
The meaning is stealing.
So when you say that, how do you use it again? You phantom text.
I actually have no idea how to use it. But basically, if you're stealing,
I
that's
like how
phantom tax.
I like how this is the blind leading the blind here. It's like both we both don't know how it works, but from hearsay, this is how it probably works.
Yeah, so phantom tax is basically stealing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I have this. I have lead. Lead is being used already. What's a Finsta?
Oh, friend Insta. So your Instagram that's only for friends.
Oh, it's friend, not fake.
No.
I thought, oh my god. I was like, what the fuck is Finsta? I went to check. But then they tell me it means your fake Insta.
No. Finsta is your Instagram that's only for friends.
Okay, wait. Let
It's
me
like for
check.
your small group.
So it means friend.
Yeah.
Jesus. How
Oh
can
my
I
God.
real research and still get it wrong? No, Finsta is fake Instagram.
From where? From who say that?
From all the places. Merriam-Webster.
No. Finsta is friend Instagram.
So your fake Instagram is usually reserving account followers close to friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the F stands for fake.
So
real and
but
fake.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but it's basically Instagram that's meant for only for your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I
fake.
got the meaning
So
right.
it means fake. It's not
But I
friend.
don't know what the F stands for. Yeah.
So
But I got it right. The intent is there.
intent is there
Yeah.
lah, but it doesn't stand for friend.
Okay, fine. I'll give you one hard one, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Gyat. I know. Gyat.
You know?
It means butt.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
It's African American origin.
Yeah.
It means the same thing as fat, like PHAT. Yeah.
Bunda.
Bunda? Like, oh, you're testing me now?
No, it's actually bunda is also a way to. But that
Oh.
is a UK slang.
Yeah.
I think it sounds to me like I don't know whether it's just the black people in UK use it, like their street slang, but yeah, bunda is one word that I learned.
Yeah.
It means backside.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
next W.
Win.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
You look so surprised.
I'm surprised you got it so quickly.
Why
I was disappointed that you got it so quickly. W.
Should've
Win,
seen your
that's like, oh, you knew.
You should see your face.
How do you?
You look at me like, wow, this one, Yvette cannot, confirm cannot. He's gearing himself
she'll
up.
be confused for a while. What does W mean? They're like, win.
And
I was
then,
like, oh, that's a W for you. That's a L for me.
like the way you look at me is like, yeah, you won't get this one. You won't
shit.
get this. W.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay, I give you one.
I think I run out already. But
Yeah,
yeah,
give me
sure.
one very easy one. Very easy. Bet.
Oh, actually, I have bet also.
Yeah.
Bet is like I bet I can do it. Bet.
No, actually. I mean, kind of, but
Yeah.
you
I
will
think
use it in
I would think when I hear it. This is how I process it lah.
Yeah.
When someone say like bet, I'm gonna do it. Bet.
yeah. Basically, it just means yes. So like, hey, let's go to the skate park later. I don't know why I keep using skate park, but let's go to skate park later. And then
That's the
people will be
millennial
like,
in you.
bet.
That's where the millennials used to hang out. Skate park. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I
This
got
is
one
like
very,
really the boomers
I
talking
got
about
one
it.
very interesting one,
Yeah.
which I think is very usable. Okay,
Yeah.
negative aura.
Just bad vibes.
Yeah, close enough.
mean-
but it means
Bad vibes, just say bad vibes. Fucking negative aura. It's like how I think okay, sorry. What
it means not cool.
oh
Yeah, like
Yeah, not
oh
bad
my
vibes.
god.
I think
Like mom has
vibes
giving me
is also a
negative
word that
aura.
millennials use first, is it?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Cause I don't think our older generations talk about vibes. as
Or
much.
aesthetic. I think
talk-
aesthetic is
They
what
talk
we
about
use.
ambience.
Ambiance.
They don't talk about vibes. We got like vibe check. You know, they don't ambience. Ambience checking. Ambience analysis. That's how.
Ouch.
Okay, can you don't keep poking yourself. I don't have what else. Bussing.
Busing is like, it's also African American vernacular, right?
I don't know lah. It's pop culture lah.
But is it more like you are like really killing it? Something like that.
Is it
Like this club is buzzing. Something like that.
really good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really,
Killing it.
really good.
Okay. I give you one easy one. You confirm no one.
Okay.
Riz.
Riz.
Yeah. Comfort. What the fuck is that?
That's me giving Riz. That's Riz.
Yeah, what does it mean?
It
Put it in
means
words.
charm.
Yeah, game.
Charisma.
Yeah, game.
It's a short form for charisma. Riz. The Riz come from the charisma.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Ew.
That's my Riz look.
And apparently they use sus also. Like it's a slang for them.
Sus, yeah.
Sus.
Sus?
But sus is old what?
No.
No?
I think sus came with Among Us.
Yeah.
So it's not that old.
It means weird.
No, sus just means
The
suspicious.
way Gen Alpha use it is like they use it like, oh, that's sus. Like that's weird.
That's kind of sus.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say something is suspicious, it kind of also mean weird lah.
Yeah.
But suspicious is suspicious. It's not weird. Yeah, this is kind of sus.
Co-opted, I told you. Yeah, I think that's all I have.
Yeah, I think that's about flex.
Do people still use flex?
I think so.
Oh.
That's a flex. Like when you have something great, that's a flex. Or you're showing off something. Or like you showing your privilege or whatever. That's a flex. Cringe is a used word. AF. Is AF? I think AF is Gen Z term.
But I thought we also use it.
Yeah,
Co-opted.
yeah. To be honest, there's a period of time I hate using AF.
Why?
It's like, just say as fuck. Why you need to AF it? Yeah, but nowadays,
I lazy.
yeah. It's like, this is delicious AF. But you spell AF, it's AF. It's not AF. Ratio?
Ah,
You got ratio.
Means like you are trying to one up someone, but someone one up you.
Okay.
Like they basically own you lah.
No, I think it's more like it's linked directly into your performance on your
Social media,
Social
like
media.
the views, right?
your
Like you
views
got 1
versus your
mil.
likes.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Ah.
Like if you get a lot of views maybe because I think that you should use it together. It's an L plus ratio or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. It just means that, for example, your dislike is a lot more than your like. Something like that. You got ratio. Like on Twitter, I think it's more linked on Twitter. Your number of like hearts versus the number of comments or something.
Yeah. Or like if you're trying to diss someone, then a person in the end the clap back got more likes than yours. Then you also got ratio. Yeah.
I think that's about it. There's also things like drip. What's a drip? You know,
Like
explain what drip.
Like if your bling lah, basically.
Your fashion sense lah, actually. Yeah, you got drip.
Yeah.
Simp, I think most people know. Simping means when you simp for a artist, it's like you are big fan lah, and you basically
You are a walking doormat.
you do anything just to get that person's attention or try to get that person's approval. So simp is used a lot in in the influencer world where people have a lot of parasocial,
Like with only
or maybe you can just like, I simp. I'm a big fan of Blackpink. I'm a Blackpink simp.
But
Maybe.
as if like you're genuinely like but anyway,
Yeah, maybe it can be usually used for men lah. Young men doing anything for a girl to get some action he supposedly deserves. There's yep. I think that's about it. There's a lot of others that are quite familiar. Stan. To be honest, I don't know how in tune my listeners are to all this. When I throw all this, but I assume that people would know, but sometimes I don't think that everybody really knows all this.
Stan is so easy what. It's an old term.
Yeah, but not everybody listen to Eminem.
And also not everyone is chronically online.
Anyway, Stan is STAN, not STAND. That's okay, I was thinking of an anime JoJo reference, but I don't think people will get it either. Because their powers are called Stan. Anyway, so that's a relatively interesting episode. I don't think this is a millennial versus Gen Z episode.
Yeah, it's a millennial nostalgia
I think it's more
episode.
like a millennial nostalgia episode. I will try to title this accordingly. But
yeah, speaking of AI, now Kenneth doesn't, like last time in the first few episodes that we did podcast, he will ask me to write for him. But now he just been
the
using
description.
AI.
Because I don't know whether you guys had noticed, but like I now add chapter markers onto my YouTube. So those chapter markers, I use that to generate the description now, which I think is easier. Because last time I'll pass you the chapter markers.
Oh.
Or sometimes I'll tell you roughly what we talk about. Nowadays, once I have the chapter marker, I was like, actually, why am I feeding it to Yvette, who is not an AI? Let me just feed to an AI and then get an answer immediately. So I just pass it to the AI, it will generate something. So yeah, this podcast is powered by AI. I mean, that's just a work process, right? Can you stop?
My feet very cold.
That's your problem. That sounds like you problem. But yeah, that's all for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this
Millennial nostalgia.
millennial nostalgia.
Memory lane.
Shout out to all millennials. And yep. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.